Hello, good afternoon students. We are concluding our video of class 6 English. In previous video, we have been discussed. In previous video, we have been discussed up to question number 4, which is also written in your board till now. And question number 4 was what would be the effect of melting ice in Antarctica region of your page number 65 in your course book, chapter 8. Chapter 8, not enough to live. And in that, the relevant matters are of air pollution and water pollution. In that, we have concluded up to question number 4 by melting ice in the Antarctica region, the water level of sea coast will increase and the cities near the sea coast will swept away in that, and this ice melts only because of global warming. Students, we have been concluded up to question number 4 in previous video. Now we are moving, which 3 questions are left we have to complete in this video. Okay students? So I am raising this answer that you have already been taken from earlier video. So now students, now we are moving on question number 5, and our question number 5 is, what are the natural ways in which groundwater is being contaminated? So students, there are some ways, some artificial and natural ways by that causes our underground water or surface water gets polluted. Now students, question is there, what are the natural ways in which groundwater is being polluted or contaminated? So naturally, what are the reasons why this groundwater gets polluted? So in answer, this is given in your course book in answer, and we see that these are natural ways too in which, so we have concluded up to 4 questions, and what is the question number 4 we have concluded. Now there is question number 5. What are the natural ways in which groundwater is being contaminated? And for that you have to understand these are natural ways too. So in page number, if you see page number 61, if you see page number 61, last paragraph, there are natural ways too in which the groundwater can be contaminated. I think you saw that. Students, page number 61, last para. And from there I have been taken answer. Now we are going to write the answer, that what are the natural ways by the groundwater can be contaminated or polluted. So in answer we have to write answer 5. These are natural ways too in which the groundwater can be contaminated. These are natural ways in which the groundwater can be contaminated. And what is this? Metalloid arsenic. Metalloid arsenic, which can occur naturally in the groundwater. Okay? Which can occur naturally in the groundwater, is one of them can lead to fatal arsenic poisoning. naturally in the groundwater is one of them. Is one of them. Is one of them can lead to fatal arsenic poisoning. Students, there are some poisonous metal in our groundwater, and when they spread itself in groundwater, it contaminates the groundwater. In example, we see metalloid arsenic, which can occur naturally in the groundwater, and one of them can lead to fatal arsenic poison. By this arsenic metal, there would be poison in water by the spread of this arsenic. So this is natural occurrence, and this happens in water bodies and in underground water also in some time. Okay, students? So now we concluded our question number 5, which was that what are the natural ways in which groundwater is being contaminated, and these are natural ways in which the groundwater can be contaminated. Metalloid arsenic, which can be occurred naturally in the ground water, is one of them, can lead to fatal arsenic poisoning. Okay, students? So we concluded our question number 5, and now I am going to write answer number 6, and in that we need more space, so I am going to erase this one. So please write this one fast, and also it is given PDF in your video, but I am giving time to read and understand this question. So these are natural ways in which the groundwater can be contaminated. Metalloid arsenic, which can occur naturally in the ground water, is one of them, can lead to fatal arsenic poisoning. And if spelling is poisoning. Okay, students, now we move on to question number 6, and I have to erase this one for a clear space. We concluded up to question number 5. Now we are moving on question number 6, and question is, how can we reduce our carbon footprint? That means, how can we reduce this carbon dioxide gases to releasing atmosphere, and how can we decrease the release of carbon dioxide gases, which is already released in atmosphere. So for that, you have to see page number. Before we see page number, we have to understand the question. How can reduce our carbon footprint? So we can get our vehicles regularly checked for pollution. So as we know, our vehicles also release carbon dioxide, and more trees should be planted so that they can inhale carbon dioxide. And if we plant more plants and trees, it can inhale more and more carbon dioxide, which can reducible, and we can carpool or use public transport to reduce our carbon footprint. And if we use more and more public transport, except or in the place of personal transport, then emission of carbon dioxide will be less, and by that we can reduce carbon footprint. So students, what is reduction of carbon footprint? That means reduction of carbon dioxide gas and reduction of emission or release of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. So in answer we have to write, before I write answer, I am just repeating this question. How can we reduce our carbon footprint? And in answer, we can get our vehicles. We can get our vehicles regularly checked. We can get our vehicles regularly checked for pollution. More trees should be planted. Then more trees should be planted. More trees should be planted so that they can inhale. So so that they can inhale, so that they can inhale carbon dioxide, carbon dioxide, inhale carbon dioxide and exhale oxygen, inhale and exhale oxygen and exhale oxygen. We can carpool, we can carpool, we can carpool or use public transport, or use carpool, that means we use public transport, or use public transport, or use public transport, use public transport to reduce our carbon footprint, to reduce our carbon footprint. So students, don't be confused by this word carbon footprint. This carbon footprint just means that how can we reduce carbon dioxide and how can we reduce the emission of carbon dioxide from our atmosphere. And in answer we are writing that we can get our vehicles regularly checked. If we check our vehicles regularly, if we check our vehicles, smoke regularly, possibility of contaminants in the smoke of vehicles, if there is any problem we can check it out and repair it. For pollution, more trees should be planted. If we plant more and more trees so that they can inhale carbon dioxide and exhale oxygen. So the trees inhale carbon dioxide and exhale oxygen, we can carpool or use public transport to reduce our carbon footprint. And if we use public transport, so by that emission of carbon dioxide will be reduces. Okay students? So we have concluded up to question number 6. Now one question is left which is had to be concluded. So I am going to raise it till then, write fast, and as you know already PDF will be there. So I am raising this one that we can complete our last question answer. So students, here is our last question answer. And what is our question? How is global warming is the biggest challenge? So before I write this answer, we have to take some explanation on that. How global warming is the biggest challenge? Because global warming, when the global warming increases, then icebergs will be melted more and more. Then the water level of sea coast will be increased, and the cities nearby that sea coast will be underground or will be beneath in that. So what should be and why? How is global warming is the biggest challenge? There are many ways to explain this one, but I have answered. What is my explanation? We will see. Global warming is the biggest challenge because by this icebergs are melting and increase of greenhouse gas like CO2 and CH4 can increase the diseases and life of human beings can be hard to survive. So emission of carbon dioxide and methane gases can be harmful. It can be harmful for us and can make us ill. And second thing is that the life of human beings will be hard if there is, hard to breathe or hard to inhale something. If there is a lack of oxygen and more carbon dioxide is there, then life will be hard for survival to live. So in answer 7 students, how is global warming is the biggest challenge? In answer I am writing global warming is the biggest challenge. Write with me students. Global warming is the biggest challenge because by these icebergs are melting and dioxide, that is CO2, and methane, that is CH4. So increasement of these gases can make us ill. So increase the diseases can increase of gas like greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide and methane CH4 can increase. What this can increase? The diseases and life of human beings 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 would can be hard to survive. Would can be hard to survive. So I am repeating this question and answer again, students. How is global warming is the biggest challenge? Global warming is the biggest challenge because by these icebergs are melting and increase of greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide and methane can increase the diseases and life of human beings and wood can be hard to survive. So students, we concluded our chapter number 8. We have been concluded all question answers, and there is think and reflect what innovations can be considered to reduce harmful greenhouse gases. So this is for your thinking and reflection in homework, and you have to write this question answer with neat and clean writing. So students, we have concluded up to chapter number 8. Now in next video we will start chapter 9. Students, if there is any questions, you can ask on my number. And in homework, what I have given you have to do in neat and clean writing and read and more, to read more and more for better results. Students, till then, have a nice day. Thank you.